So 2026 is shaping up to be a huge year for Samsung and foldables in general because it's when Apple finally jumps into the category. And that matters. The second Apple shows up, people who never cared suddenly pay attention. The market expands overnight and demand spikes across the board. Samsung clearly wants to ride that wave, which is why the Galaxy Z Fold 8 lineup is shaping up to be a much bigger upgrade than usual. We already heard Samsung was planning not one but two Z Fold 8 models, and now it's basically confirmed. 3 new foldables just popped up in the GSMA database, and looking at the numbers, one matches the Z Fold 8, one matches the Flip 8, and the third lines up perfectly with the rumored wider Z Fold. The number clearly belongs to the Fold series, not the Flip series, so this isn't a Flip 8 FE. It's almost certainly the wide Z Fold variant people have been talking about. And no, Z Fold 8 Wide isn't the final name, so call it the Wide, the Ultra, whatever you want for now. Now the whole point of the Wide Z Fold is pretty simple. It's supposed to have a wider 18:9 cover screen compared to the Fold 7's tall 21:9 front. And when you unfold it, you get a more square 18:18 inner display, or 1:1 if you want to call that, instead of the Fold 7's 6:5 shape. But the real reason this thing exists is even simpler. Apple is also doing a wider foldable. Their first foldable iPhone reportedly has a stubbier, wider aspect ratio. Samsung doesn't want to hand them any advantage, so they're matching the move before Apple even launches. Honestly, this doesn't surprise me. Lately, a lot of Samsung's decisions feel more like they're trying to stay a step ahead of Apple rather than carving out their own inventive direction. Battery-wise, we heard earlier that the Z Fold 8 might jump to 5000 mAh. Personally, I think that increase belongs to the wide model, not the standard Fold 8. I just don't see Samsung jumping to 5000 mAh on the regular model while also trying to keep the thickness in check. Is it possible? Sure, but likely not really. And if Samsung going on bigger battery, then faster charging naturally follows. That's exactly what the latest rumor says. The Z Fold 8 or the wide model will support 45-watt charging. Why not 60 watts like the S26 Ultra? Well, the leak comes from someone with a less than impressive track record. But historically, Samsung always keeps the Fold line slower than the Ultra line. So with the S26 Ultra going to 60 watts, a bump to 45 watts on the Fold 8 makes sense. Whether the wide version gets 45 watts or matches 60 watts is still unclear, but expect at least 45 watts, that upgrade feels almost guaranteed. And just like the S26 lineup, the Z Fold 8 series should also get built-in magnets for proper magnetic wireless charging. No more buying special cases just to use the feature, and on top of that, we should see faster wireless charging speeds. The S26 Ultra is jumping from 15 watts to 25 watts, and the other two S26 models are moving to 20 watts. We'll have to wait and see where the Z Fold 8 lands, but an upgrade feels certain. Interestingly, the Z Trifold's cover display gets an anti-reflective coating, something Samsung usually reserves for their Ultra phones and Ultra tablets. The fact that the Trifold gets it basically hints that the Z Fold 8 should finally pick it up too. And that upgrade is long overdue. But honestly, foldables need anti-reflective treatment on the inner screen even more. The Crease catches light from every angle and throws extra reflections right at you, so it would be much nicer to see an anti-reflective finish on the inside panel as well. Speaking of the Crease, a huge upgrade on the Z Fold 8 lineup should be the creaseless display. Samsung and Apple are both using a new laser-drilled metal plate structure under the panel to eliminate the crease entirely. We still don't have all the technical details, but if Samsung pulls this off, this might be the most obvious visual upgrade the Z Fold series has ever had. There were also some whispers about the S Pen returning, but don't count on it. Samsung didn't bother adding it to the Z Trifold even with a 10-inch display. If they wouldn't add it there, the Z Fold 8 feels unlikely. But Samsung did say that they reconsider the S Pen support if they can get it working without the extra thickness from a digitizer layer. So far, no credible source has said anything that suggests they cracked that problem, so keep your expectations low. Camera info? Absolutely nothing yet, but if Samsung is serious about going big in 2026, a periscope lens or at least a better 3x zoom is overdue at this point. Right now, Samsung still owns the foldable market with a huge 64% market share, but once Apple enters, that will change fast. And funny enough, Samsung might actually be okay with that. If Apple's entry blows the category wide open, the entire foldable market gets bigger, way more people start trying foldables, and Samsung still wins behind the scenes because they're the ones supplying Apple's foldable panels. So everyone wins, including us, because competition finally forces real innovation instead of slow incremental upgrades. Samsung has also officially shown off the Z Trifold, and here are 7 ways it improves on the Z Fold 7 and 3 ways it doesn't. Click right here and I'll see you there.